The MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Fantasy. Get up to 1K in a deposit match when you sign up on Network with the promo code MLB SGPN. And welcome, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. It is currently Friday, July 25th, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm your host, Scott Rachel, once again joined by Lonte Smith. Together, we're going to break down the games for the Saturday card. Lonte, how's it going with you? I know our team was involved in a trade. We'll get into that in a second. But either way, a lot of games to get through. How's it going?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Hopefully we can get off to a good start with yesterday's picks today and then roll it over into tomorrow. So hopefully we have a good weekend.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I know there's one game going on right now between the Marlins and the Brewers. So we'll see how that game ends up looking. But it's 1-0 Miami in the third inning, or at the end of the third inning. So either way, a point is we're going to get into every game coming up. I don't really have much else to talk to you about besides the Naylor trade, because we'll get into the McMahon trade. We'll get into the Yankees later. But anything else you want to talk about? Because we don't have any real recap from yesterday.
Yeah.
and we did the show yesterday. So anything you want to talk about?
No, not really, man. I guess we can get into some of the stuff with the McMahon and Naylor once we get to those teams. But nothing else pretty much happened, to be honest.
Yeah, Adam and I did the prop show this morning, so we have a couple of plays that have not officially started yet. We'll see what happens, but either way, should be a pretty fun amount of games on Friday, and we'll see the same matchups on Saturday. Before we get into the actual breakdown of those games on Saturday, a reminder that the Sports Game Podcast is back with their 32 NFL team previews. They're also bringing back the phrase that pays. Each episode, they'll give out a word of a 32-word phrase. Submit the phrase for a chance to win a $1,000 circa future. Anyway, time to get into the actual games for the Saturday card. Starting off with the first game, you have the Phillies taking on the Yankees. For this one, you have Suarez taking on Stroman. Now, for the money line here, Yankees are dogs, actually, as Phillies minus 120. Yankees are plus 100, and the over-under in this game is set at 9.5 or 9. Now, Stroman, for the most part, has been underwhelming, but he has been okay lately. He's not been good in Yankee team, though. A 6.46 ERA at home. The last two starts, though, 11 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, so he has been a lot better recently. Suarez, though, has been a madman. He's been really, really good. 7-4, 2.66 ERA. His ERA on the road, 1.47. Did not pitch well in his last start, though, against the Angels. 4 1/3, 6 runs. We'll see how he fares this time around. At first glance, I might actually like the under in this game. I think Suarez has been showcasing his skill set on the road all season. Stroman has actually pitched better than his overall season numbers lately. I'll go under. I think 9.5 is too high.
Yeah, I looked at under. I'm gonna take a shot. He's at home. Price wise, I think it's about right. Maybe a little bit more value, being that the Yankees are at home and Stroman's coming off a really good start in Atlanta. Albeit it was Atlanta. We talked about them yesterday. Suarez coming off his worst start of the year with those 6 earned. He had allowed 7 combined in this last 7 before that. Having a little bit of walk issues. Got 9 walks in his last 3. Maybe the Yankees can be a little bit more patient at the plate. To maybe get his pitch count higher and get him in trouble. But I do think the offense can get to him here. Typically, they hit lefties pretty well. So I'll take a shot with the Yankees on the plus money. But I don't disagree with that undertake.
Yeah, I think it's just a situation where I think the price is correct. I think Philly should be favored. But I think that based on the recent struggles, I'll say, of Suarez and the fact that Stroman might have potentially found something again, I don't see much value on either side. So I'd rather go under in this matchup. Give me a lower scoring game. 9.5 feels pretty low. I know Suarez can give up some hard contact at times. So can Stroman. Stroman, though, tries to be a ground ball pitcher. Suarez does promote weak contact. I think this total's pretty high. Give me the under for this one. Moving on to the Blue Jays taking on the Tigers. Blue Jays buried this team in the series opener yesterday, mainly because of an offensive explosion in the last couple innings. But you have Gausman going up against Skubal. For this one, you have the Tigers at about minus 200, give or take. I see Toronto at around plus 170. For the over-under, I see 7. I know Skubal's amazing. I get it. I can't back Detroit. I can't do it. They can't score runs, and they're laying $2, and they've lost 10 of 11, I believe. I'm good. Give me Detroit to lose again somehow in a low-scoring game. But this team can't hit. Skubal, if he eventually gets pulled in this game, I don't trust the bullpen. I don't trust the offense. Toronto's been rolling. They've been really good. Give me Toronto at around plus 170. It sounds sacrilegious to fade Skubal. There's no value on a fading, basically just a complete fade team right now with the starting pitcher. Minus $2, I'm good. Give me Toronto.
Yeah, that's a crazy price, man. I liked Detroit yesterday when they were plus money, but it's all price dependent. This is an insane price. I get it. Skubal's been amazing all year. But in current form, Blue Jays have shown you they've been consistent over the past, handful of months, and everything in between. They've taken the lead in the division. $2 is a lot. That's a lot for a team who can't score with 3 runs. And granted, they might not need to, but Gausman's been fine. 2 or less in 4 of his last 5. So I think price-wise, I think this is outrageous. I'm going to take a shot with Toronto as well.
Yeah, I think once again, if you want to back Skubal, maybe make a case for his earned run prop under, and you just back him to shove. But this offense should not be laying $2 to one of the hottest teams in the league. I can't do that. Give me Toronto for the money line. I might keep fading Detroit until they actually snap out of it, because they keep laying numbers and they keep getting their asses kicked.
So I got them today, so hopefully they win today, and then they can revert back.
That was my lock for the show. My lock for the show was the Blue Jays money line. We'll see how that goes tonight. But the same premise is there. You're going to price them based on their overall season record. That's fine. I'll fade the recent form. They've been terrible. So there you go. Moving on to the next game, though. You have the Diamondbacks taking on the Pirates. Short-handed Arizona team because they traded away their first baseman in Naylor last night to Seattle. For this actual matchup, though, you have Kelly, who might get traded to, taking on Heaney for this one. For the actual pricing, Arizona's minus 135. I see Heaney and the Pirates at plus 118. For the over-under, I see 8.5. Said this before the game for Friday, which we broke down yesterday. I'll fade the team mid-fire sale. We did see the Diamondbacks start to sell off some pieces. There will be more in the future. I wonder how long Kelly goes in this outing. Should be his final start before the trade deadline. So maybe he gets scratched, maybe he gets pulled mid-game, who knows, but I'll back the Pirates because they've been actually pretty good lately at home. Good enough for me. Arizona's admitted they've started to raise the white flag. I don't want to lay 135. Give me the Pirates money line at around plus 118. The exact same breakdown I had for the game on Friday. I'll just rinse and repeat for Saturday.
Yeah, so I liked the Snakes yesterday. Actually, one of my lock for today's games. But, a little bit of hesitation here. Kelly's been good, but like you said, I'm kind of hesitant to bet them again simply because he's one of the guys that should be on the move, and they might not pitch him his, he might not have his, most utilization in this spot. But he's been really good as of late. He's been dominant in his last 3 games, 4 combined earned on 8 hits, 2 or less in 4 shed on the road. So he's been really good on the road. I don't really trust Heaney. 4+ runs in 3 of his last 5. He's not going over 4 innings pitched in his last 3. So instead of taking that minus 135, I'm going to look at the Diamondbacks team total over. So maybe they can just get to Heaney and maybe to that bullpen as well. Bullpen's been a lot better as of late, but I trust Arizona's offense. I think I said this yesterday. I trust Arizona's offense more than any 4 units on the field. So let's go with Arizona team total over.
Yeah, out of all the units on the field, I might trust Pittsburgh's bullpen the most, which is kind of insane to think about. But the bullpen's been very good. So I'll back Pittsburgh again. Kelly maybe doesn't pitch in this game. It wouldn't shock me. So I'll go with the Pirates in this one. Moving on to the next game, you have the Rays taking on the Reds. You have Pepiot taking on Abbott. Now, for the actual money line, I see the Reds at around minus 120. I see the Rays at around plus 100. And for the over-under, I see 9. So Abbott's really good. Really, really good. He's 8-1, 2.13 ERA, ended up going 6 innings, 2 runs in his last start. He has been shoving. His ERA somehow at home is below 2, which is almost impossible in this ballpark, but he's found a way. As for Pepiot, he's been good as well. Now, Pepiot's numbers aren't as good, of course, as Abbott's. He has a 3.59 ERA. He was not good last start, though, against Baltimore. 6 innings, 3 runs. But besides that, he's been a pretty, I'd say, pleasant surprise in this rotation. Not amazing, but he's been better than I thought he was going to be. I like the under in this game. I like Abbott. I think Pepiot can go pretty well, and this total's at 9. I think the right team's favored, though. I would take the Reds. I'll go first 5. but I do think you're looking at the right team being favored. Do I want to lay 120 with Cincy? Not really. I'll go with the under instead.
Yeah, it's a tough game for me to handicap. I think you broke it down perfectly.
I'm not gonna bet this game, to be clear.
Yeah, I think it's properly priced. Abbott's been, he's been amazing. I mean, 1 earned run or less in 6 of his last 7 at home. 2.06 ERA in his last 7. Pepiot's been a little bit underwhelming. 9 earned in his last 2. 7 home runs in his last 4. He's allowed at least 4 earned in 2 of his last 3 on the road. And while I don't really trust Cincinnati a ton, I think they can get to him here, especially with the way Abbott's been pitching the ball at home. So maybe only 2-3 runs could win you this game the way Abbott's been pitching. So I like the under with you. I think we can see like a 3-1, 4-2 type of game.
Yeah, that's kind of what I feel. So I'll go with the under in this one. Moving on to the Rockies taking on the Orioles. Now for this matchup, you have Senzatella against Rogers. So this shouldn't take long. For the money line, you have the Orioles laying about 270. For the over-under, I do see it being set at around 9.5. Rockies, by the way, are plus 225. For the run line, Orioles minus 1.5 is minus 135, and the Rockies plus 1.5 is around plus 115. Rogers has been incredible. 3-1, 1.74 ERA. Senzatella, 6.41 ERA. He has been slightly better lately. He has allowed less than 5 runs in 3 straight, which is saying a lot for Senzatella, but he's not been good at all for the entire season. Was off a good start, though, against Minnesota at home. 1-7 on the road, 6.43 ERA. I really don't want to lay this with Rogers and the Orioles at minus 1.5, minus 135, but I'm kind of out of moves. I think Rogers pitches very well in this game.
Yep.
I don't mind Rogers win, maybe. You want to go for that approach, but I think that he's much better than Senzatella, and the Rockies, we know, are a joke on the road. And they just traded McMahon, who I know has not been very good, but he's still their starting third baseman who has some power. He strikes out a lot. Shout out to Joey Gallo, but he does hit home runs.
Welcome to the Yankees.
I was going to say, that's what I'm saying. So
the Yankee way.
I do think that the Rockies are still a team I'll blindly fade with Senzatella pitching, especially on the road. Give me Baltimore minus 1.5, but damn, I'm really not happy about it.
Yeah, I'll take the team total over. I think minus 135 is a bit out of my that's a bit out of my price range. But I mean, the hit rate for Senzatella has been really high. He has been better as of late, but still not good enough. Rogers has been awesome. I mean, 2 or less in 5 straight. That's a big number to lay, especially with the 1.5, and you're not guaranteed 9 at bats. So I looked at the team total over. I think Baltimore should have a really good offensive series this weekend, starting tonight. So I like the team total over.
I feel like, once again, the issue I run into with the team total is why would I want to take Rogers out of the equation? Because he's been really, really good, and the Rockies can't hit on the road. So that kind of goes back to the run line. I said if you want to go Rogers win, that's a good way of potentially getting both. But, yeah, the Rockies on the road, I don't really need to say much more. This team's terrible. So I feel like going back to that approach makes the most sense for me. I'll go with the Orioles once again, run line, and I'll go with the win for Rogers in this one. Moving on to the next game, Braves taking on the Rangers. Speaking of teams that are selling at the deadline, the Braves are going to be trading away some pieces. You have Holmes going against Rocker. Now, for this one, you have the Rangers at a pretty affordable price, actually, as they're around minus 125. For the Braves, I see plus 105, and for the over-under, I see 8.5. It might be like my Arizona series breakdown. I understand that the Pirates are much worse than the Rangers, but the argument is one team is actually playing good baseball lately, the other team's selling, and there's really no reason for optimism for one side of the equation. I know Rocker has been worse than Holmes this season. At the same point, though, do I think 120 is cheap on a Texas team that's rolling? Yes, I do. I'll go with Texas minus 120, minus 125. The Braves, I mean, they're an embarrassment. I got nothing else to add. Give me the Rangers.
Yeah, I don't completely disagree. I like the under. I think pretty much we could take our handicap from yesterday and recycle it in here. Holmes has actually been steady. I mean, outside of his last start, he's been really good on the road. Rocker's been, fantastic. I mean, 2 or less in 5 of his last 6. It's coming off an incredible performance versus Detroit. I think he had a no-hitter going for like 5 2/3 or something like that. But he was really good. He's got 2 combined in his last 3 home starts. So, I mean, how do these teams score? I mean, we talked about the pitching staff for Texas being good with the bullpen being implemented as well. I mean, I don't think we see 6 runs total. So I'm going under.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get behind that too. I think, once again, just picking from a side perspective, I'm just done betting on the Braves. I tried, and they lost to Verlander. I'm good. I think I've just had enough of four this season. Anyway, I'm moving on to the next game. You have the Cubs taking on the White Sox. You have Horton against Savale. For this one, you have the Cubs being favored, obviously, at minus 180, give or take. You have the White Sox at around plus 150. And for the actual over-under, I see 9 for this game. Horton's been fine, 3-3, 4.04 ERA. Savale got traded midseason. He's 2-6 with a 4.76 ERA. I don't really have much to, I'd say, talk about for this game because Savale was struggling. Then he was really good against Pittsburgh last start, but I do have some doubts about both pitchers potentially in this game. Do I want to lay 190? Not really. So I'm kind of just stuck. I don't want to bet this game at all. But I guess for the hell of it, I'll make an argument. Maybe, do I want to go for the under in this game? Do I want to go for the over in this game? I'm kind of just stuck. I guess I'm on White Sox, and I'll just hope that they find a way. But I don't see any value on the Cubs minus 190.
Yeah, I don't see any value on that either. I like them much better today than tomorrow. Yeah, but I mean, I think you led into it. You were talking about the pitching, and I like the over. I mean, he struggled on the road lately, 15 earned in his last 3 road starts. He's been dominant at home, but on the road, he struggles. Savale, 4+ earned runs in 3 of his last 6, 9 earned runs in his last 2 home starts. So he hasn't been good at all. I trust the White Sox. I trust the Cubs to get things done offensively. I mean, they've been doing that all year. They're a really good road offense. Not much of a road environment. Actually, it might be more Cubs fans there than White Sox fans. So it might be a typical home game for the Cubs. So I like the over. I think both teams will be able to score, but I think Chicago Cubs will do a lot more scoring than the White Sox.
Yeah, I think once again it's a pretty interesting series in general because the Cubs are much better, but the White Sox have actually been okay lately. So I'm kind of just stuck. But once again, I think I agree with you. Moving on to the next game. You have the Marlins taking on the Brewers. They're actually playing right now. You have Junk taking on Quintana for this one. Milwaukee is minus 160. I see Miami at plus 140. For the over-under, I see 8.5. Now, Junk's been good lately. 4-2, 3.09 ERA. He was not great last outing, as he did give up 4 earned in 5 innings against the Royals. Before that, though, he had 2 straight scoreless starts. Quintana keeps finding ways to be effective. 7-3, 3.49 ERA. I don't really know how he does it, but he's been doing it for years. However, he has given up at least 3 earned in 3 of the last 4. But Milwaukee wins almost every time he pitches. So for this one, I might actually make an argument for Marlins first 5, maybe. Quintana gives up a couple, and you see Junk look good, and Miami finds a way to steal the first 5, 2-1. Kind of my argument for plus money. Thought about the under in this game, which could be an option too, but I'll take a spin creatively with Miami first 5 for this one.
Yeah, I looked at the first 5 as well. But the thing is, Junk has been so good. He's got 13. He's on a 13 scoreless innings pitch streak on the road. But my issue is his hit rate is really high. He's allowing a lot of contact, 3 or less Ks in 4 of his last 5. So that's not what you want to do against the Milwaukee Brewers, who's been hitting the hell out of the ball. So I honestly think 160 is cheap. I'm not really a fan of what Quintana has been doing as of lately. 4.15 ERA since June 1st. But the offense, they can come out, and if Junk doesn't have it and have to get to that Miami bullpen, which has been okay, lately. But I think I trust Milwaukee a little bit more here. At 160 is probably a little bit short. Maybe it should be like 180, 175, 180.
Yeah, I think that it's a pretty difficult time wanting to ever pick against Milwaukee right now, because they've just been really good. So I'll find a way to spin it for me at plus money. I'll back Junk, who I think's been good. So there you go. Moving on, before we get into the remainder of the card, a reminder they're brought to you by our sponsor, which is, of course, as always, Circa, because he's hosting the 3 biggest football contests for the NFL. They have Circa Million, Circa Survivor, Circa Grandissimo, over 21 million guaranteed prizes. You can call yourself a true DGen if you're not competing in the Circa football contest. Coming out of SGPN at the Circa contest weekend, August 21st to 23rd, for an amazing weekend, including live shows and open bars. Plus, you get 15% off a stay at Circa, promo code SGP15. There are contests which are open to everyone. And you can sign up in Nevada, play from anywhere with the help of SGPN's official proxy. Go to footballcontest.com, use code SGP, get $50 off your proxy fees. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy because they're doing Best Ball Mania happening all summer long, giving away $15 million in prizes, $2 million first place, no waiver wire, no arguments about trades, best balls, best way to play fantasy football. Underdog's also great for pick'em entries where you can win up to 500 times your entry. Sign up with the promo code MLB SGPN to get a special pick and a first time deposit offer up to $1K in bonus cash. Underdog Fantasy promo code MLB SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through the first couple games on the card for Saturday. Time to move on into the next game. Moving on to the A's taking on the Astros. A nice job by Severino, pitching well as the A's did win the opener. You have Lopez against Brown for this one. Houston about minus $2 for the A's. You have them around about plus 180, plus 170, give or take. And for the over-under, I see 7.5. Now, we know Brown's been very good this season, 9-4, 2.57 ERA. However, he has not been very good the last three starts, which is why his ERA has gone up quite a bit. Last three starts, 15 innings pitched, 13 runs allowed. He's kind of fallen apart, and I think Lopez is a guy who's been up and down this season. I like him. I think he's pretty good, but I think that, once again, he's still inconsistent. For the value alone, though, it's on the A's. Brown has just not been good enough to be laying around $2. I'll go with the A's at around plus 180.
Yeah, man, I think this podcast is a bit. We might have been ahead of the curve on Lopez. I think Mal really brought it to my attention how well he was pitching. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Lopez.
He shut down the Astros in the A's ballpark a couple of weeks ago, so he's already been good against them before.
Yeah, he's got a low hit rate, but the only issue is he doesn't allow a ton of hits, but when he does, they're home runs. Yeah, which is like a bad combination. And Brown, he's had a tough stretch, 13 earned runs in 3 games, 17 hits, 10 earned in his last 2 at home. I'm looking at an over here, Scott. I mean, I think the A's, their offense has been what it is. I mean, they went through that lull for 20 games, but that was really bad. But offensively, I still think that they have the power at the front of that lineup, and they can get on base and make things work. So I do like that. I do like the over. But the value is in the A's as well. Well, the Athletics, I would say. So I'm going to look at the over, though, versus going to a side.
Yeah, I can get behind that, too. I just think $2 is an insane price for Brown, who's been struggling over the last couple outings. Moving on to the Nationals, taking on the Twins, you have Parker against Ryan. Now, for this one, you have the Twins being favored at home. They're minus 220. For the Nationals, I see around plus 190. For the over-under, I see 8.5 or 8. So for the run line, because that's the only way you can actually bet the Twins in this game, you have the Twins run line at around minus 110. Nationals the other way, obviously, being minus 110 as well. So Parker's a pitcher who I don't think is very good. A 6-10, 5 flat ERA. On the road, a 6.46 ERA. He was good against the Padres last start at home. On the road, though, it has not been pretty, so I do think that he's going to struggle in this outing. Ryan, though, has been very good. I wonder if he's a potential sleeper trade candidate. I haven't heard much for him, but the Twins are 4 games under. They're probably going to sell. We'll see what happens. But he has a 2.77 ERA at home. Last 3 starts, 2 earned runs combined. Or I should say, actually, that includes the All-Star game. So last 2 starts, he's given up 2 earned runs combined. He's allowed less than 3 earned runs in 6 straight starts. The guy's an absolute demon. Give me the Twins minus 1.5 at home. I think he should be getting serious trade package consideration for other teams. But he's been really good, and Parker's not. Give me the Twins minus 1.5.
Yeah, this is pretty easy for me. I like the Twins as well. I might look at the over also. I think the Twins maybe can get 6-7 runs by themselves. Ryan's been, you talked about it, ran it off. 1.45 ERA over his last 6 starts, dominant at home. Parker's hit rate's been extremely high, especially on the road. So it was pretty simple for me, man. Minnesota Twins at home, they're a different team. So I think the offense can kind of wake up and get some contact on the ball versus Parker, because he's going to allow a lot of contact. So I like the Twins minus 1.5 as well. I would probably look at the over as well, maybe a team total over.
Yeah, I think I just want to back Ryan by himself, so I don't mind the same approach I had for one of the previous games. Ryan win. I think he'll pitch well. He has been pitching well for a month and a half straight, and the Nationals aren't very good anyway. They might trade off some pieces in the future, but I think Parker's not any good. So that's kind of my thoughts for that one. Moving on to the Dodgers taking on the Red Sox in this one. So for this pitching matchup, you do have Kershaw against Crochet. For this one, you have the Red Sox, who are favored in this game. They're laying 135. Kershaw and the Dodgers are plus 115. For the over-under in this game, I see 9. So Kershaw has been good this season, a 4-1, 3.27 ERA, 1.88 ERA on the road. He has allowed a total of 3 earned in his last 2 starts combined. Milwaukee kind of roughed him up a little bit, but the last 2 starts were against Milwaukee. So there you go, 1 good, 1 bad. For Crochet, we know he's been an ace all season, and he's been very, very good. 11-4, 2.19 ERA. For his numbers at home, 2.35 ERA. He has allowed he's allowed 3 earned in his last 3 starts combined, so he's been really, really good. I question why this line's at 9 for a total. Give me the under. I see a low-scoring game.
What was the price on the Red Sox?
Red Sox are only 135.
Yeah, I'm probably going to take the Dodgers here in this spot. So the thing is, I mean, Crochet's been really good, and you talked about his numbers. I mean, he's not lost a game since mid-May, I think. He's got 7 wins in his last 9 starts. He's dominant at home, but his hit rate's kind of fluctuated. And I know the Dodgers haven't been able to hit the ball as of late, but they showed a lot of frustration in there. I think they might turn it around. Hopefully not tonight because I got Boston tonight, but maybe they can turn it around this series and get things going. Kershaw's been really good on the road. You talked about it. He's no more than 2 earned allowed in any start. So I'm going to go with the Dodgers here. I do agree with the under, but Kershaw can be hit pretty hard. And if Boston's lineup is, if they came to play, it could be. I can see why the over under is 9 because it could get out of hand if he doesn't have it early. But I'm going to take the Dodgers with the plus money.
I get it. I just think that having Crochet in a game with a total of 9 is insane. So that's kind of wonder there. Moving on to the next game, Guardians taking on the Royals. For this one, you have for the pitching matchup, Bibee against Bubic. Now, for the actual pricing here, the Guardians we know have been in good form recently. The Royals have been hovering around 500 for a while. Cleveland is a dog, though. The Royals are minus 130. You have the Guardians at plus 110. For the over-under in this one, I see 8.5 or 8. Now, Bibee this season has been quite underwhelming, especially on the road, 5.37 ERA. Last start against the Orioles, 7 innings, 3 earned, 5 runs total. He got killed in the first inning, then he settled in, but once again, not very good on the road this season. For Bubic, he's been very good this season, a 2.38 ERA. He blew the All-Star game for the AL before they came back, before eventually, of course, losing the home run derby at the end. Came out of the All-Star break pitching well, 5 innings, no runs against the Marlins. So I understand why Kansas City's favored in this game. Bibee's not been good on the road. I might just go with Royals first 5. I'll avoid the bullpens. I'm not going to get involved with the Royals' late-game shenanigans. But instead, I think Bubic will outpitch Bibee. So I'll go with the Royals in the first 5.
Yeah, I had a similar handicap as well. I like the Royals full game, but you talked me into the first 5 as well. I mean, just pitching-wise, I mean, Bubic's been a lot better than Bibee. His hit rate's been up. I know Kansas City has not really been explosive at home, but they can be. And Bubic's had a 4.86 ERA in his last 6 before the All-Star game. He responded with 5 scoreless in his first start after. He's been solid at home. I think we can see a low-scoring game similar to what we talked about last night with this series. So I think we could see a low-scoring series. I'm going Kansas City, and this is another one that you can kind of like parlay with the Royals and under because I think those two things are correlated. So I think we get like a 2. No, I think we get like a 3-1 type of game. So I'm going Royals and under.
Yeah, I like the under in every game of the series anyway, but I do think that the Royals... Yeah. And the Royals make sense being favored in this game, actually. Moving on to the next game, you have the Padres taking on the Cardinals. Cardinals got a nice high-scoring win yesterday. For this one, you have Vasquez taking on Liberatore for the money line. San Diego is a decent dog, actually. The Cardinals are minus 160. Padres are plus 135, and the over-under in this game is set at 9. I know the Cardinals are good at home. I understand the Padres have been very underwhelming after such a great start this season. They've lost 3 in a row. I get it. Having said that, minus 160 is outrageous for St. Louis. I'm required by principle to pick the Padres in this game. Even though I can't stand this team, they've been terrible for the last couple of months compared to how they started the season. but minus 160 is an insane price. I'll go for the Padres at around plus 140, give or take. That line just feels very generous. I see 135 as the best price. I'll take it. Give me San Diego, even though I can't stand this team.
Yeah, I love San Diego in this spot, man. You can't lay 160 with St. Louis. We talked about them yesterday. I mean, Liberatore been okay. I mean, he's coming off of 6 earned versus Atlanta, and we talked about how Atlanta's been. But I think it's the over series also. Vasquez has been good. A little bit up and down on the road, but he's allowed 2 or less in 4 of his last 5, so good form. I mean, price-wise, it's just outrageous. I think San Diego can go in and win it. Shoot, I mean, we saw, what was it, 9-7 yesterday or something like that?
Yeah,
I think we see a similar type of game. A lot of runs scored, so I like the over as well. But you can't bet St. Louis here. I like San Diego and over.
It's way too steep of a number.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next game, Mets taking on the Giants. So for this one, you have what should be a pretty interesting series for the Mets because they've been in good form lately, but you're looking at Ray pitching for the Giants, who's been very good. A 9.4, 2.92 ERA. Peterson, 6.4, 2.9 ERA. So similar pitchers based on their numbers. Giants are minus 115. Mets are around minus 105. The over-under in this game is set at 7.5. Now, the Giants this season have been having a classic Giants season where they are on the verge of being a serious wild card team. Then they slump. Then they pick it up again. Then they slump again. And they're always in the wild card hunt while probably falling short. That's what my prediction is for them this season. For the recent form, though, they were good against the Braves. They scored 9 runs in back-to-back games. The offense, though, has been waking up. They have scored at least 5 runs in 4 straight. Now, for Peterson's numbers this season, he once again has been quite impressive so far this season. To mention the recent starts, though, for Peterson, he has been going fine. In fact, he's been quite good. He's allowed 2 earned in his last 3 starts combined. So Peterson had a bit of a, I'd say, brief slumping period, and now he's back on track. For Ray, though, he's given up 15 home runs this season. He has been good. He did get shelled by Toronto last start in Toronto. No shame in that. Toronto's been quite good. Before that, though, he had allowed less than 3 earned and I believe 4 straight starts. So I'm going to ask you for this one, I think I like the under in this game because I like both starters. But I might take a spin on the Mets based on current form. Peterson's been a little bit better than Ray, and they're slight dogs technically at minus 105. I'll go with the Mets, but I like the under in this game.
Yeah, I wanted the Mets too. Well, I do like the Mets, but I wanted a plus sign beside them, man.
Yeah,
I really did. Peterson's, he's been good. He's got 3 straight quality starts. Since allowing 10 earned runs in back-to-back starts, like in mid-June, he's only allowed 2 combined in his last 3. So he ended June with a 3.30 ERA, which is respectable, but it's cut it down to 2.90, like you talked about earlier. And Ray's kind of going back to his ways. He got 10 walks in his last 3, 9 home runs in his last 7. He's coming off possibly the worst start of the year for him, if I'm not mistaken. But I think the Mets are the side here. I like Peterson. I like the Mets. I think Ray's ineffectiveness to kind of keep. It's weird, man. He's like a walking home run machine as of late, and I think the Mets are in a better form right now. So I'm going to take the Mets. Hopefully, we can wait and somebody will bet that up.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the same thing, but Peterson's earned my trust, so I'll go with him in this one. Moving on to the next game, the last game on the card. You have the Mariners taking on the Angels. You have Kirby against Anderson for this one. For the Mariners, minus 145. For the Angels, plus 125. The Angels are in the middle of slumping again, and it's not really a surprise because the team was overachieving to begin with. For the over-under, I see 8.5. Seattle bought. They got Naylor, who should be in the lineup for this game. The Angels probably should sell. Maybe Anderson's one of the guys, who knows, but I'll go Mariners in this one. I'll back the team that is at least sending a message to their guys. They're not going to roll over and die. They're trying to go for something. The Angels, though, are slumping. I think it'll last a bit longer. Give me the Mariners in this one. Kirby, I know his overall numbers aren't amazing this season. He had a really bad start to the year. Recently, though, he's been underwhelming. I'll admit it. He has given up 4 earned in back-to-back starts, but I do think that him and Anderson, you could argue, are this season maybe comparable. I think Kirby, talent-wise, is light years ahead of Anderson. But this season, Anderson's been good at home, bad on the road. Maybe he'll go decently in this one. But I can't back the Angels based on their recent form. Give me the Mariners in this one.
I like Kirby in this spot, man. I like Seattle. You talked about his numbers. If you look at it, so those 8 combined in his last 2 starts, if you look at 5 previous starts, he allowed 8 earned runs combined in that. He is more gettable on the road, but I think Seattle will be motivated in this series to kind of get things going, especially with him after those 2 back-to-back mediocre starts. Anderson, 4+ runs allowed in 5 of his last 8, 9 walks in his last 3, high hit rate. I think Seattle can take advantage of that. So I love the over, love Seattle, and love Kirby in the spot. If you want to go Kirby to get a win, I think that's a good bit.
I like the strikeouts for Kirby in this one.
I like that too.
I'll go with that as my option. Anyway, it's going to wrap it up for all the games on the card for Saturday. Time to move on into the actual lock and dog picks. Before we get into the lock and dog, a reminder they're brought to you by our sponsor, MyBookie.ag, because they're available in a ton of locations. Use them to bet on baseball, WNBA, tennis, golf, and of course football futures. Also use crypto for fast payouts, easy deposit sign up though for your new account. Use the code SGPN to get a special 100% doesn't match up to 1K. Terms and conditions apply with the G promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm because they have power trends, which are the best of the best for the house model. They've been really good for MLB and for WNBA. Power trends are updated every day as well. They're only available on Rhythm. Power trends for baseball have a win rate of 63%. For WNBA, they are 35-20 since launch. Download the app, check out Power Trends, start betting smarter. And a reminder, you get a 70 free trial by going to the link sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Rhythm to get your 7-day free trial. Welcome back, everyone, to the MLB Gambling Podcast. Finished going through all the games for Saturday. Time to move on into the lock and dog picks for the show. Lonte, I'll go first. What's going to be your lock and dog for the show?
Yeah, like we just talked about it. I like the Mets a lot in this game. I mean, I wanted plus money, but I still think it's a good bet at what it is. It's reduced like -0.05. So just shop around, find the best number. I think Peterson's in good form. Ray's he's been good, but I think he's shaky a little bit. And I think the Mets can take advantage of that, especially with how well they've been going. I think they can hit the ball. So I like the Mets minus the 0.5. For the dog, I'm going to Boston. I like the Dodgers in this spot. Kershaw's been really, really good on the road. If he can still be that good, consistent 1 or 2 runs, I think the offense wakes up. I know it's against Crochet, but his hit rate has been a little bit high. And if the Dodgers can put bat on the ball, then good things can happen. So I'm going with the Dodgers. They're like plus 135-ish. Shop around. You can find probably maybe a little bit better, but 135 is what I see.
Yeah, so for my lock on the show, I'm contemplating if I want to go for the under in the game or if I want to just go for the favorite in the game, because I see the total is set at around 8.5. That is pretty high. Yeah, I'll go for it. Give me the under in the Guardians and Royals game. I think that Bubic will pitch well. Bybee's been better lately. I know that he was bad in the first inning against the Orioles last start, but he turned it around after that. And I do think the Royals offense, which has been good recently, a trip to the wind blowing out in Wrigley tends to help you with that. I see a low-scoring series in general. Give me the under 8.5 as my lock. For my dog, I actually liked a lot of dogs for the card here. What do I want to go with for this one? Yeah, I'm kind of on the fence for a couple. You know what? I'll trust my instincts here, even though I think Kelly's been fine this season. Actually, I don't want to fade Skubal. I know plus 170 is appealing. I could go with the A's. I don't know if I trust Lopez enough, though. I'll go for it, though. Give me the Pirates at home. I think Heaney can go pretty fine. We saw the Diamondbacks trade away Naylor. You might see them trade away a couple more pieces. Arizona, though, we'll see if Kelly actually pitches in this game, because he might be traded too. So maybe they limit his workload. The bullpen's not been very good. There is a chance they give Kelly a 5-inning audition, quote-unquote. Pull him, bullpen gets shelled, and you see Pittsburgh find a way to win. They've been good at home, though, so it's good enough for me. Give me the Pirates on the money line at around plus 118 as my dog for the show. Time for the home run picks for the actual show. Lonte, who do you think's going yard?
Man, I was stuck between 2 guys. I wanted to go Will Smith, and then I wanted to go with Teoscar. But Teoscar, he hasn't homered since, I think, June 21st. He's not been hitting the ball well, but I think he can go well here. So I'm going to go Will Smith. Let's go with Will Smith. He's been hitting the ball pretty good. The Dodgers just as a whole just haven't, but I think they wake up, I think, behind a good game from Will Smith at the bottom of that lineup. So let's go Will Smith. You should get a good price on Will Smith.
Yeah, so for me, I'm going to go with a pretty solid player who's actually in the home run derby, who's healthy, and reminds everyone when he's healthy that he's really good. Give me Byron Buxton for this one. I'm going to fade Parker, who's terrible. He's made 9 road starts, allowed 8 home runs. I do think that in this ballpark, he might get into trouble early and often. Buxton, I think, is a good opportunity for him. I'll take him as my home run pick for the show. Anyway, it's going to wrap it up for this episode. Back once again on Sunday to get into the Monday games. Lonte, anything else you want to add before we end the show?
Nah, man, hopefully we can have a good weekend. See you guys back on at the start of the week.
Yep, looking forward to it. Anyway, until next time, find me on Twitter, Radio. Find him on Twitter at XXLonteXX. And good luck to all of you and all of your bets. Bye, everyone.